Heading to the shop, do some work on the Mustang, the Chevy, and the Camaro. Got Wien's Custom Tuning and Lane Wade. We're gonna go get these things ready for Big Sky Race Week. Well, sadly on this thing, I'm pretty sure we got a hurt cylinder, so we got to get this motor ripped out and put another one in. Having fun?
Yay.
Time to pull a motor. Well, we'll go look at this motor. I think what we found is the rings just aren't compressing, creating enough compression, so we're burning some oil. And so we're gonna just go ahead and get this other motor thrown in. Is it gonna run?
I hope so. Sure hope so.
All right, so yesterday, the Mustang was all smokier than hell driving. This is the engine out of it. There's a couple of cylinders with some major issues. So it had excessive blow-by, burning oil, bursted a bunch of oil out of the catch can while I was driving. But anyways, we put a 4.8 in it. Lane did a pile of work yesterday. I think it was 8 hours. Engine out, engine back in, everything hooked up and running. So just needs a front bumper. I think he's getting that painted. But this thing will be basically ready for race week here soon.
Round 3?
Yep.
Shut, cat.
Well, now that we're done with working on some of them projects, I got my Camaro back in here on cribbing, and I'm gonna get air shocks put in the back so I can kind of raise my ride height, especially if I decide to pull a trailer during race week. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them unbolted. There's bolts down here on both sides for the rear shocks, and 2 on the bottom, one on each side. So we'll go ahead and pull them off. I'm gonna go ahead and get these air shocks ran, zip tied, and plumbed in to the back bumper. All right, I just had to pull that nut here. This bolt comes right out. And just got to fish the new one up in there. All right, I got the lower mount installed. So just leaning a little bit. I just got to get an air hose and push some air into that fitting to extend that shock up through that hole. All right, I got the top all secured. I got my hose ran, clipped in a few places and zip tied in a few places. So now I just got to figure out which I think I'm gonna come right up here, straight up into the trunk, and do the port there to fill my rear shocks. Then that way it's just pop the trunk, hook up the compressor, and pump it up. All right, I got the fitting stubbed up right here in this corner. So everything's plumbed in, lines are tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and hook up some air to it, and let's see where this thing's at. Actually, I might get a tape measure and just do the minimum of 20 pounds in the air shocks. Measure from there to the fender and see how much it raises. All right, so we're sitting at about 38 3/8. So I'll go ahead and put 20 pounds in this thing, the minimum, and see where it sits. All right, so right there, 39 inches, and that is with 20 pounds in the rear bag. So I should be able to do like 35 if I'm worried about bottoming out. I can keep my back end up in the air a little bit because my exhaust is kind of on the low side, being 3-inch and below the frame. So that'll definitely help during drag week. All right, with this rear air shocks and everything done in the back, that kind of finishes up that. I went in and tied it up a little better with some more zip ties and more retaining clips. But I'm gonna go ahead and crawl underneath this thing and dump the oil out of it and get that all changed, new oil filter. So at least it's fresh and ready for race week. And maybe just check everything over. Might even drop the tranny pan to go ahead and put a better gasket on as well. Well, getting the last of this oil out. I think this oil only had about 500 miles on it when this engine was in my Suburban. And so I cleaned this bucket just so I could kind of peek at the oil with a light, see if I seen anything. Because this engine probably, I think, has a total of maybe 2,000 miles of runtime on it, but it was brand new. All rebuilt, machined, everything. So didn't notice anything in the first oil change, but I mean, definitely gonna check it before going on this long rampage across Montana. So anyway, so far it's looked good just watching it come out. All right, I'm all done underneath. I gotta pop my hood, but I'll go ahead and get some fresh dinosaurs and dump it in here. Nothing but the best for this old girl, so gonna dump some T4s Roteller in there. Well, I took the Camaro out for a test drive, did some data logging, some tuning, a couple test launches. I didn't get any video, I was just by myself, but anyways, I just wanted to get the exhaust finished out to the outside of the car, and I want to get the front the rest of the way on blocks so I can get it up. Get that done, and then I'll wait for my tranny pan to show up. I ordered a new one, a new gasket, so we'll get that fixed, and then I'm gonna go through and deep clean the interior as best as I can. And I got a CD player to put in, and I figured I'll just put a speaker on both sides right there. Have a little music going down the road, nothing special. So anyways, let's get it finishing this exhaust and up on blocks. All right, I got it on blocks. Just gotta get my creeper. All right. My homemade fast exhaust is done. Goes out past the tire, so if it pukes anything out, hopefully don't go on my tire on the track. Got another mount right there, and a mount right there, and then my headers are there. So held up pretty good and solid. Well, I got the exhaust all done. I also tightened up my torque arm adjustment bolt just to make sure it was good. I might kind of make a little bit of a game plan for storing some stuff in the back. So I'll go ahead and pop the trunk, kind of figure out like where I'm gonna put that tool bag. I'll take it with me. Probably down on the bottom, figure out the spare tire room, all that stuff. So let's see what we can do. Well, sadly, that tire won't fit in the factory spare tire wheel well. So guess we'll just ditch that idea. That'll just be more storage for whatever. I figure I'm gonna put my air compressor down there. Tools here, extra oil, fluids, etc. Maybe I'll tack up a mount that holds that spare up here so it can't float around while we're driving. Or I'll mount it on the trunk. I haven't decided yet. I guess I'll get there when I get there. So yeah, I'm thinking something like that. I got room to put, I could move probably the oil filter and a quart of oil over here. Obviously I got more room over there, air compressor there. So I can move some stuff around here and still get a gallon or so of water just in case. Other miscellaneous things, I do have that DeWalt pack out thing that can go in here, mount right here, I guess, and it has like gaskets and AN fittings and bolts and stuff, so we can throw that in over here. So we got some of them for spares or to help anybody else out. But anyways, just kind of getting an idea. So I guess that's probably where I'm going to leave it at for tonight. I got some other stuff I kind of want to go do. So I guess stay tuned. Like and subscribe if you guys want to see more. And yes, some of this will be coming back as well. Just haven't got there. I got to order a recorder. Then I'll get to working on it. Thanks.